Jody Harville is here to talk about how spiritual mentoring and coaching can help you get focused and achieve those goals. Focus is an important part of it, right?
Oh, it's such a huge part of it. And a lot of people that are really intuitive, or they really have, like they're just very in their spirit. They're very floaty and kind of not grounded. And it's hard for us to focus because we like to play up here with spirit. So teaching people kind of one-on-one, I have a lot of clients now that I brought up this subject because there's a lot of people that want to grow their intuition or grow their spiritual practice, but they need a little bit more one-on-one time. And that's how I did it too. I've always had a mentor. I've always had a coach of some kind, because for me, being heard and then making sure I'm hearing what the person's telling me was really important for me to find my own focus and find my own center and tools that actually work for me, because my spirit comes in different than your spirit or your spirit. So for me, the one-on-one time has been really important over the years.
How do you know which way your spirit's going to come in to you and talk to you? So
That's
that you
exactly what we talk about.
Yeah.
So one of the things is I take people through a lot of different, almost like little different experiences. So if, I tell people, close your eyes and just say the words, I am. And then you listen to what you hear, and the positive words that come in, that's your spirit. The ones that say, I'm not good enough, or I'm too fat, or I'm this, or I'm that, that's not your spirit. That's more your ego, that's more your head. And so we actually take them through specifics on where to find out where your spirit's coming from. And does it come in words? Does it come in symbols? Does it come in feelings? Are you a feeler, or do you know things? Because there's lots of different ways that your abilities come through, because not everyone hears spirit. They don't hear like I hear, or they get pictures in their minds, or a lot of us are feelers and we don't know how to discern the different feelings.
How do you discern like a false positive?
For me, that's been practice over the years. Like if I can't convince myself of things anymore, because it's like, oh no, I could do that. I could make that work. I could try to justify it. If I start to justify things, then I'm like, yeah, I'm just trying to make that work. That's more my head talking me into something. When I know something, you can even see my hands go back and forth, and so that was actually how I started a lot of this. I met with a coach one day, and I was telling her this story, and my hand kept going back and forth, and she's like, what's this? And I'm like, I don't know what that is. But it was my body telling me, like, no, this is something to leave behind. And so a lot of times it's tuning into little subtle things that your body does, your spirit does, how the energy comes in.
It's kind of a flirting fine line between dismissing it as,
subtle.
Oh, that's not really my spirit, to searching so hard that you're trying to look for something. Yep,
and if it's really hard, and you'll hear it in people's words, even like, I'm trying to figure it out, and you'll see their faces, and it's like, yeah, if you're figuring it out, that's your head. If I'm feeling it out, that's my spirit, that's subtle. And a lot of times if you ask a question in your head, spirit kind of overlaps on the top of the question. And so you can kind of start to see those little subtle things that spirit does to kind of bring you into more of the message from your spirit instead of your head trying to push things.
Right.
So like, do you find, like, when I get those kind of inklings, I find myself doing things that make absolutely no sense?
Usually, yeah. Yeah, usually it's against the grain. Not always, but oftentimes it's against what everyone else thinks you should do. So, and if you ask, a lot of times, if you ask your friends and family, they want to keep you safe. They want to keep you in a place that you're not going to get embarrassed or fail or do any of that kind of stuff, but we're not always meant to work in that way. Sometimes we need to stretch and expand and do things that make us show up more in the world. And that's what I use coaches for. It's like, okay, Jody, you know what? Let's go. That this is something that's been coming up for you for years. What do we need to do to get it done? And give you that little loving push that you might need.
A lot of times when you do it, then all of a sudden things start to open up.
Then things start to open up. I mean, even on here, never ever expected to be on TV ever in my career. And now it's like, oh, I get to come on once a month. Yay, that's awesome. But that's something that I don't know that my friends would have pushed me to do, right? Because they want to just make sure, like, oh, just do what makes you happy. Yeah, but I need to figure that out. That's where some of that intuitive coaching.
This doesn't make you happy?
This does, yeah, no, this does, but not doing it. Yeah, but not doing it wouldn't have made me happy. You know what I mean? And so I feel like sometimes having that extra push is really important for people.
And we'll have more on how to listen to what you need to be pushed into when we come back.